in the Shar Bitachon. How if Hashem wants, He could give you parnasah any way possible. Hashem has many ways. Like Eliyahu Navi, how Hashem gave him Uber Eats. Remember, Hashem brought him with the ravens brought him bread, and he was sleeping in the forest. The angels woke him up and gave him tort and water, and Hashem delivered to him in the middle of nowhere. So you see that Hashem, King Achab said, kick him, he ran away. Let's say he's going to die. He's not going to be able to have food in the wilderness. And look how Hashem provided for him regardless. Udvar Ovadyahu im Nevi'im. You could also learn from the story of Ovadia with the 100 prophets of Hashem. What happened? Right? During the same famine, King Achab wanted to kill all the prophets of Hashem. And they went into hiding in caves. So what did they do? Since food and water was very scarce, there was a famine. So with the prophets, they couldn't come out of the cave because they were going to get killed by King Achab. At the same time, they didn't have food. So what they do? So Shamar ve'Achab b'nevi'ei Hashem 100 ish 50 ish b'ma'ara v'chalkelem lechem v'mayim. And Ovadia, the prophet, really Ovadia was a ger. Ovadia was a convert from Edom. And he became a prophet. He became a Navi. He was a Sefer Ovadia in Tanakh. So what did he do? He had 50 prophets in one cave and 50 prophets in another cave, and he had to feed all of them. How am I going to feed all of them? And what? He gave them food and water. Hashem gave him a miraculous way to feed them. How? There's a famous story with his wife, right? Ovadia's wife, where she had a little bit of oil in a little jug, and Elisha told her to pour it into, get as many pots as you can. Fill up the whole house with pots and pour. And it was like Baba Sali, she was pouring nonstop. It was filling up all the pots. And like with this, she was able to sell the oil and feed everybody. So you see that if Hashem wants, He can make a person a parnasah no matter what. Okay. And it says, "Va'amar kifinim rashu ra'evu, dorshei Hashem lo yechasu kol tuv." Pasuk Tehillim says, we say this every day. Young lions may want and hunger, but those who seek out Hashem will not be lacking any good. Right? The ones who fear Hashem, they'll never be missing what they need. So the young lions, they go in the tundra, they go on the fields, and they're hungry and say, what are we going to eat today? So what are we going to find? They go and it's like a guy, he goes in the shuk, he goes at work. So who's the next customer? Where am I going to get my next, money from? But the one who relies on Hashem, the one who has fear of Hashem, he'll never be missing. He'll never be lacking. Hashem will always give him what he needs. So the person who has fear of Hashem, he realizes, I don't need to be scared where my next thing is going to come from. Hashem has many ways. As it says, Hashem kochav ki et mahzor le'irayav. Pasuk says, fear Hashem, you holy ones, for those who fear Him lack nothing. Okay, that was the first advantage. What's the second advantage the Baal Bitachon has over the alchemist? It's Sheni, ki Baal kim yatzich lamasim melachot lo yishalom lo chavtzot zulatam. The alchemist needs to perform many difficult activities and tasks. Without it, he cannot achieve his goal. Right? So a guy who's an alchemist, what does the alchemist do? He takes silver, turns it into the gold. He turns copper, turns it into silver. But what does he need to do to be able to change these metals? He needs all these chemicals. He needs to sit there for hours and hours mixing them, doing these experiments, a lot of these fumes, a lot of this exposure to these chemicals. They could affect his health. They could kill him, Chas v'shalom. He doesn't do it right. He has to have gloves, you have to have glasses, you have to goggles, you have to be able to have a proper filter for breathing. And if he doesn't take care of himself, God forbid, he could work long hours and he could, Chas v'shalom, damage himself. But a person who is botech b'Hashem, b'bitcha mipegayim v'libo batuch mitzoraot, chod asher yenu met Elohim yeh lo sason l'simcha v'torpo ba lo menucha v'shkit v'shalva. But the guy who has trust in Hashem, he will be safe from harmful work. And he has no worry that Hashem will save him from any troubles. And also, even if he goes through suffering, he'll accept it with love. He'll be calm, serene, and tranquil. A person thinks, what parnasah should I do? It's a very good question, very interesting question. What field should I go into, Rabbi? I'm 18 years old. I don't know what should I get into. You should know Hashem can give you parnasah any way possible. He has many ways to give a person parnasah. So which way should I do? You should really choose the way that you like. You have to fulfill the curse, by sweat on your brow you will eat, right? So might as well do something you like, do something you enjoy. That way you have patience for it. That way you're willing to do it every day. But people say real estate makes money. And people say the stock market makes money. And people say jewelry, or being a barber, or a doctor, or a lawyer. Maybe I should do all. Everybody says these are the lucrative business endeavors. You should know that Hashem can give you parnasah any way. You want to sell tomatoes on the corner and open a grocery store, Hashem can make you a millionaire with like that also. If a person wants to, go to college and be a professional, Hashem can give you parnasah also that way. There's not only one way to make parnasah. The whole thing is, you should choose something that's safe. Don't do harmful activities as work. Don't expose yourself to danger while you're doing your job. Right? Some people's jobs, very dangerous jobs. And also, you should choose a job that you like, that you have motivation for. Because anyways, Hashem can give you that way or that way. It's all up to you how you want to fulfill the curse of Adam Rishon. By the sweat of your brow you will eat. So therefore, he says, and a person who has bitachon in Hashem, he won't take a job that'll be dangerous. Plus, even if Chas v'Shalom something happens to him, he'll accept it because he knows everything's from Hashem. As it says, in lush meadows, he lays me down. Beside tranquil waters, he leads me. Right? The guy who has bitachon in Hashem, when he goes to work, he feels like he's in tranquil meadows. He's in the tranquil waters. He's not nervous. He's not anxiety. I know that I do my shadlut. Hashem's going to provide. Hashem's going to do the rest. What's the big deal? Why do I have to be so nervous about? A person who has no bitachon, he has a lot of anxiety. Even if business is going well, he's still thinking, I don't know, who said maybe business is going to be bad now? Who said it's going to stay good? Who said, I don't know. And he's always going to be thinking something, even if things are going well. The guy who has bitachon, even if things are not going so well, he's not nervous, he's always tranquil. We'll do one more. The third advantage is the alchemist, he has a secret formulation, how to make the silver into gold, the copper into silver, and he's scared that nobody should take a secret. Some people have a business, they have a special supplier, and the supplier gives them good prices. And nobody knows about the supplier. That's why he has an edge on everybody else in the market. So what happened? He's scared that nobody should find out where I get my supplies from. The guy asks, where do you get your supplies from? One guy, I have somebody, a different country, doesn't matter who. You don't need to know. So he's scared to reveal the secret because then he's not going to be able to make money anymore, right? Or let's say there's this guy, he has a restaurant. They have a very good burger. They have a very good product. And they want to know what's the secret ingredient. Why does it taste so good? I don't want to say, it's a secret. I don't want anybody to know. If people start finding out, they're going to copy it. And I'm going to lose my parnasa. So that's the alchemist. The alchemist doesn't want anybody to know how he makes the copper to silver, because then he's going to lose his job, right? But a person who has bitachon in Hashem, he's not afraid of anyone. And the opposite. He's proud of his bitachon. He says, in God I trusted, and I shall not fear. What can man do to me? So a good person, obviously a person doesn't have to share his secrets, but he's not going to be nervous to hide his secrets. Even if the other guy finds out, so what? If I'm supposed to make, Hashem's going to make me make. It's not because I have a secret nobody knows. That's the only reason I have parnasah. No, you have parnasah because you deserve it, because Hashem wants to give it to you. If you didn't want, you could have the biggest secret in the world. It doesn't make a difference. If Hashem doesn't want you to have, you won't get. So therefore, the person who has bitachon Hashem, he's not going to be nervous if a secret gets out. So therefore, we should only be fearful of who? Not fearful of the competition. Fearful of Hashem and bitachon Hashem. Trust, not your secret. Trust Hashem. Baruch Na'ala.